Hello, Athenians. My name is Therion, and I am here to speak about a very serious matter, and that is citizenship to metics. So, according to Lysias directly, metics are devoted to money and place their own good above that of the city. The Democrats must see the atrocities the metics believe they can get away with, and now have the audacity to attempt to gain citizenship. I call on the oligarchs to see the metics for who they are and the game that they play. I do not side with them over financial reason. Focus on our Athenian values and vote accordingly. As I have said, I come from Athens directly. I come from a long line of bakers, in fact. Baking for Athenian people has been my pleasure, and I've lived a good life doing so. I was lucky enough to have made somewhat of a name for myself through my animal-shaped bread, which is a big hit. I was providing a service for the community, making a fair profit, serving my duty as a citizen, when all of a sudden my life seemed to come to a halt. When the metic that helped me a few years back made his way back into our society and threatened me, I am now in a position where I must scramble for money in a time where everyone else is. When the people began leaving Athens in the wake of Sparta and the installment of the 30, few people showed up to purchase my bread. The metics who were once here were arrested in large by tyrants. Afterwards, they came flooding back into our community. That was perhaps one thing that the tyrants saw clearly, was the truth about metics. In a desperate and stressful time in our community, this metic threatened to ruin my life further if I did not pay him. I had to sell my 2 slaves in a time where the market was horrible. I was forced to sell them at a fraction of the price in order to gather more drachma for this metic. Due to lack of grain coming in by sea, I had to mix chalk and sawdust to my flour, stretching my supplies. This made my once beautiful and delicious loaves look and taste awful. I attempted to sell my baking ovens, leaving me with only one, but during these hard times I had no takers on them. I wake worried about my life every day because of a metic, a foreigner who came into our land and started demanding. I imagine all of the other Athenians who have had the same experience. How many have had to make life-changing sacrifices and live under fear over a metic? Now imagine giving these metics citizenship to our community and agree as equals. We cannot. Though maybe not all of you have had bad run-ins with a metic, think of your future generations. The citizen status will outlive you. How about your children or children's children? What sort of threats will they receive when a now metic citizen pays the same cruel game and then holds them ransom over their wealth? These are the things that we must think about and talk about, as it is important in regarding citizenship. If the metics gain Athenian citizenship, ask yourself how the future of Athens will look. It cannot possibly be thought that life will carry on as it has. Things will change. The metics will have even more money and gain more power. They will now have a foothold in property purchasing, and that is not something that will fare well. They have treated us with disrespect and abused their money in the past. We cannot assume that they will use property fairly. They will abuse it just as easy as the rest, squeezing every ounce of money out of the Athenians for themselves. We will see an influx of foreigners like no other. Then what is the point of being Athenian? The true Athenians will fade as the metics take over. If they see the economy doing well and see us as a prophet, just how many metics will pour in and become citizens, we cannot know. There is a chance that some foreigners would become dominant over our land, and then what other laws may change. These are the questions to ask yourselves. Why chance our community at all over citizenship status? It is a risk we do not need to take. As I conclude, remember who we are. We are Athenians. We have fought hard and still fight to keep the land beneath our feet from the foreign enemies. However, Some enemies may not look like Spartans. It is made clear that the Spartans want to do us harm. We should not look past others just because they are not as savage as them. Enemies are constantly lurking, wishing to take what we have and use it to their gain. We must decide together that we will do whatever it takes to protect ourselves. In decisions that seem simple and uncontroversial, we must look deeper into the effects that may not impact us immediately, but could seriously hurt our future generations or the future of our entire society.